had questions about leadership, cost, and real outcomes for Nigerians. Now, joining me in the studio tonight is Chief Chibuna Nwabuike, and of course, is the chairman of the North-South Coalition of the Tinubu Support Group. He will help us to make sense with this conversation tonight. Please go on where the conversation begins immediately after this break.
Korero, your front row seat to the most pressing issues from the corridors of power to the heart of our communities. We bring you unfiltered insight, fearless journalism, and the conversations that matter. And I invite you to this big conversation table as we analyze the top stories, ask the tough questions, and hold power to account. News that informs, analysis that empowers, debate that drives change. Korero, the big conversation, every weekday at 7 p.m. only on Rapid TV.
And you're welcome back. Just before we went on that break, I told you that I've been joined in the studio by Chief Chibuna. Chief Chibuna, it's a delight to have you on Korero.
Thank you very much and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. We're seeing for the first time this year.
This year, yes.
Yeah, interested. But Chief, a lot of incidents have played out in the country. First, we're seeing a lot of persons will say that the cost of food items is going down right now. But then that's on one hand. But let me even throw this open to you. What do you make of the general state of Nigeria as it stands right now?
Nigeria has progressed from where it was, pre-2023. We have made a lot of progress now, and it has been on that, progressive trajectory. We are no longer where we were, and we will continue to progress until Nigeria is completely out of the woods.
Oh, you've said we're making progress, but then there's another twist in the conversation, which has to do with the renewed hope agenda by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, Nigerians are saying that there has been some form of disconnect between what was promised and what they're experiencing right now. You want to help us with that? Looking at the renewed hope agenda, is it still fulfilling the renewed hope, or Nigerians are already losing hope? Or should Nigerians lose hope and forget that there is even hope to be acquired?
Every promise that Mr. President made, my president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has been fulfilling them one after the other. There is no disconnect. In terms of removal of fuel subsidy, he has fulfilled it. He removed fuel subsidy. Merging the exchange rate, liberalizing the foreign exchange market, he has done that. Improving the educational sector, making provisions for the less privileged to get education, the student loan, the technical education that is free in federal government colleges, he has done that. In terms of health, he has made adequate provision for, the provision of affordable healthcare services. In government hospitals, you will see that antenatal and postnatal treatments are free in government hospitals. Cancer treatments have been subsidized. Renal treatments have been subsidized in government hospitals. And in other sectors, in terms of infrastructure, he has embarked on 10 infrastructural provisions that has never happened in the history of Nigeria. Projects that hitherto nobody thought would take place, he is embarking on them, implementing them, and we are seeing it progressing. You talk about security, he has made serious investment in security. You will say, but there are killings here and there. Yes, there are. But it is being tackled. Just in all the sectors of the economy. Talk about economy, talk about infrastructure, talk about social services net. He has made serious provisions. And we are seeing the results. In agriculture, he has made serious provisions. And that is why you see the cost of food dropping, and it will continue to drop. So the promises Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made to Nigerians, he has been fulfilling them one after the other.
Chief, I didn't want us to talk about security, but since you've mentioned security, banditry and kidnapping, insecurity now feels normalized in some part of the country. So at this point, I'm curious. Has the Nigerian state lost its monopoly on force?
Not at all. Insecurity is not, banditry or terrorism is not
But you will
normalized.
agree with me that there's some part of the country right now that you cannot travel to.
Yeah, there are.
There's still part of the country that is being colonized by
but
bandits.
It was not like that before.
By ISIS and what they call it, by Boko Harams and other form of insurgent groups. Korero just emerged. And we heard also from the security experts that likely more groups are going to emerge if the issues of economy is not given an urgent attention. But then, back to you. Has the Nigerian state lost its monopoly of force?
Not at all. They have not. Nigerian state under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is tackling insecurity headlong. I did say some time ago, either in this station or some other stations, I appeared when we did talk about insecurity, and even in my press conference, sometime last year in November, I did say it. It is sabotage that is causing what we are seeing. People are not volunteering information as they're supposed to. And those that are saddled with the responsibility of tackling insecurity in the field, some of them are abdicating their responsibilities. And Mr. President is taking measures to ensure that those things are taken care of. Since the new Minister of Defense took over, you see what he has been done, what he has done, in decimating most of those terrorists.
Through the help of USA.
Well, security is a global. Before the American struck, he took over, and you saw fire in the territory of those terrorists. Areas that they held hostage were liberated. That's why you see they've moved from northwest, some part of northeast, and they're coming down to north central.
And the southwest.
And they are being dealt with.
And they are going to the southwest.
And they are being dealt
with. And the rest of them.
They are being dealt with.
All right.
In the coming weeks, you will see what will happen. They are being dealt with. They cannot take over Nigeria. They cannot take over territories of Nigeria. Mr. President, even today, did make, in his speech at why the client opened the National Economic Council, meeting, did allude to that. They are going to be dealt with. This is not a Nigerian, situation. It's not, synonymous with Nigeria. It is not our idiosyncrasy. We are going to, Mr. President said, deal with them and make sure we liberate Nigeria, and some areas of Nigeria that is in their hand, we liberate it, and Nigeria will be what Nigeria is supposed to be.
There have been speculations that more Nigerians right now live in fear than what they lived in about 10 years ago.
I disagree with that.
That's why it's called a speculation.
I disagree with that.
Now, looking at the part of the country that have never experienced insecurity, places like Oyo, the recent happening in Kwara State, traveling down to Ogun State and other parts that we are even seeing right now, can we say that the president is doing enough in order to address the need of Nigeria when it has to do with insecurity?
He is doing enough to address the issue of insecurity.
Is it an audio doing enough?
It is not audio doing enough. I asked a question. At the time you were there in my press conference. Has Mr. President made adequate provisions for the security agencies to do their work? The answer is yes. Is there budgetary provisions that is adequate for them? Considering our circumstances, the answer is yes. Has he procured equipment, arms and ammunition to help the security agencies do their work? The answer is yes. Has he provided enough manpower for them to do their work? The answer is yes. Then, why is the thing continuing, you ask? Is he, Mr. President, that will go to the battlefield and begin to shoot? No.
But he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
That is why he has given command. So those that are saddled with the responsibility...
You don't follow through on those commands.
No. He is not a spirit.
But he doesn't follow through on those commands.
Everywhere. He follows, excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
He follows. He is not the one that will be in the battlefield to shoot. He has delegated the responsibility to those that should do the work and has made provisions for them. So if there is any question that should be asked, you ask those people, why is this problem still persisting? They should give explanations, not Mr. President. What is expected of Mr. President is to provide them all that they need to do their work. And he has done it. Let them do their work. And this work is not for Mr. President alone. It is for the 3 tiers of government. The national, the subnational, the state, and the local government all should do their bit so that we'll tackle this insecurity once and for all. Because those terrorists, those bandits are from amongst the communities. They know them. I was listening to one, interview, of a man from, I think, Casina. He saw those boys, they live with them, they know all of them. They'll come to visit you. When they come, they tell you they want to take your wife. Say they know them, they have within their community. They are not foreign. I don't know whether you understand. So let everybody, let the state governors do their bit. Let the local government, authorities do their bit, because they are receiving humongous sums of money. What are they doing with it? Let them tackle their own at the subnational level, and let Mr. President do his own at the national level.
All right, so let's take the conversation to the national level.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of young military personnel even leaving the Nigerian Armed Forces. And right now, the Nigerian Armed Forces literally asking young people to come join the Nigerian Armed Force. Now, part of what they said is that the provision being made by the president doesn't get to them on the field. Okay. Now, we've seen morale drop from the Nigerian military, and the president is a commander-in-chief of the armed forces. In this instance, where heads are not rolling, people are not held accountable, even within the rank and file of the Nigerian army. Can we say that the president at this point has failed in discharge of his primary mandate of being the chief security officer of the country?
I do not agree that the morale of the military has dropped. I do not agree. That is just. But excuse me. Okay, that is speculation.
All right.
It is speculation. It is speculation. The morale has not dropped. If the morale of the military has dropped, you will not see them risking their lives, being in those difficult terrains that they are not supposed to be. You see them, if you watch the video, see what they are doing to fight these terrorists, these bandits, and the enemies of Nigerian nation. The morale has not dropped. If you are saying that the provision that Mr. President made for them did not trickle down to them, I do not know. I am not in the military. It is still speculation. They have not come out to tell us that all the provisions he has made for us, we don't get the allowances, we don't get all other pecks of offices that are due us. We have not seen them come out to say that. Remember, in every organization, there are bound to be dissidents. There are bound to be bad eggs. So you will not, because a bad egg who wants to justify his criminality comes out to say something, then you generalize it. No, it doesn't happen. I didn't say about sabotage. There are people within the system sabotaging the effort of the government. They have turned this terrorism and banditry into a commercial venture. They feed fat from it. So these are things that they are tackling, and the current Minister of Defense is tackling the issue headlong, and Mr. President has given them the backing that they need. I said in the coming weeks and days, you will see what will happen.
Let's take your word for it that the coming days ahead will see what will play out. But then let's talk about the cost of governance. Nigerians right now are lamenting that this government is not prudent with funds. Again, that this government have borrowed more than the history of Nigerian borrowing syndrome. That this government is just throwing money here and there. Help us understand. It's this government serious in addressing inflation and also cost of governance?
First of all, inflation has continued to moderate downwards. It's about 14% or thereabout now. Thank you. It was not like that, some months ago.
Still plugged by the APC government. It was the APC government that threw us to that point. So
APC government was realistic, has been realistic, and has been facing the problem headlong. We have not been deceiving Nigerians, especially the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has told us, look, the things I'm going to do. Structural reforms, it will come with pain. Things are going to be like this. But at a long run, it will start coming down. And we are seeing everything coming down. The cost of living coming down. Inflation coming down. If you are talking about prudence in management of resources, the government has been very prudent in the management of their resources. I did tell people that Nigeria is not a rich country. We are rich in natural resources, but the natural resources have not been harnessed and plowed back into the system for it to, create wealth for the Nigerian nation.
Or it is being plowed to create wealth for
it has not.
For a selected few.
I say it has not been harnessed.
It has been harnessed to favor a selected few.
No, it has not been harnessed.
No, let's be on the same page.
No, we are not. From what you are saying, we are not on the same page. It has been
harnessed to be for. To favor a selected few.
No.
All right.
I said we are rich in natural resources.
And it's been harnessed.
It has not been harnessed.
A selected
no,
few.
no.
So
it has not been harnessed.
So who tapped from
I
the
am coming.
Okay, please go ahead.
The natural resources has not been harnessed, to generate wealth for the Nigerian nation. What is our budget? Share our budget, by 200 and about 35 million persons. How much will it translate to? Then you use the budget to the critical sectors of the economy that has been allocated to. The funds are available to the government. The government is judiciously using it for the development and progress of Nigeria. If you ask me, what about the subnationals? That is where the problem is.
Let's not get to subnational because
no, I'm coming.
Because
at the national level,
what would have expected President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to at least slash his salary by 2?
No, excuse me.
One would have expected the ministers to be further merged, probably to about 16 ministries.
Excuse me.
One would have expected the agencies of government, about 800 plus, to be reduced to an infinitesimal number that we can be able to relate with. But then the numbers keep going up.
Now, the agencies of government we have presently are not having overlapping functions. All of them are established by law, and they're carrying out their responsibilities according to the law that established them. Those that had overlapping functions, you can see the Ministry of Sports. There's no longer Ministry of Sports today. There's no longer Ministry of Sports.
It's a Sport Commission.
Thank you very much. It's no longer a ministry. Now, there are other agencies like that you will see. Look at the Ministry of Tourism. There's no longer Ministry of Tourism. It has been merged with the Ministry of Culture, Creative Economy and Tourism. So what are we talking about?
There's livestock.
There's a Ministry of Livestock because livestock.
And there's Ministry of Agriculture.
I'm coming.
All right, please go.
Livestock, it's like that. If you go to Brazil, you see it like that. Even to Morocco, I went to Morocco the other time. It's like that. And many other nations. Go to Holland. Even to Denmark. Ministry of Livestock has a critical role to play in the production of livestock.
But tourism have no role to play.
Tourism is merged, excuse me,
to the Ministry of Art and Culture.
Thank you very much, because they do similar. There are overlapping functions. Arts and culture and tourism go together. But the Ministry of Livestock is a district ministry that will develop our livestock industry. And it has multiplier effects.
But livestock is being...
it has multiplier effect that will, stimulate economic growth in that sector. And it will create a lot of jobs. That is why that ministry was created. The government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been very, very prudent in its management of the scarce resources at his disposal. And he's undertaking a lot of projects that we all can see and a lot of programs that benefits Nigerians that we have never had before.
With the type of loans that we're seeing. The president collecting different loans that we're seeing right now.
Let me ask you.
A lot of Nigerians are saying they're not feeling the impact of those loans. Chibuna, I'm speaking the voice of an average Nigerian right now, which I don't know if you're privileged to listen to them on the streets when they speak and they react to. You feel their pulse on the economy right now. A lot of Nigerians will disagree with you that the president is cushioning the effects of the hardship in the country. Right now, the Nigerians are even getting set to live in the El Dorado of a funfair, of gravitation and all of that. But then, in reality, and let's be fair to Nigerians, is this government really prudent? And is it committed to be prudent with the management of resources, going by the narrative that we've seen so far, and what is in place?
Any Nigerian that says the country is too hard for him is lazy.
That's not fair to the
I am coming.
All right, please go ahead.
say too hard. What my phrase, too hard. Things are hard, yes. And Mr. President did tell us that because of the structural reforms he will be embarking on, it will come with hardship. But the hardship will give way to, freedom to enjoyment. You understand? What was the cost of the bag of rice 3 years ago? Even, 3 years ago. What was the cost of bag of rice? What is the cost of bag of rice today? What was the cost of food generally and food items in the market? What was their cost at the beginning of this administration? And what is the cost today? Things are going down. And then Mr. President is creating let me use this language. Millionaires in other sectors, those that want to use their brain, they want to make use of the opportunities provided by the situation we find ourselves to become more productive. Those that are more productive are becoming millionaires overnight. Take for instance agriculture. Those that are devoted to agricultural production, even in our rural areas, into gari and other, they say, are making a lot of money. Those that are into tomato, pepper, carrot, potato, just name it, are making a lot of money. Ginger, ginger and other arable crops, they are making a lot of money, courtesy of the provision that this administration has made. But somebody that just starts looking for free money to come, you will not get free money. The era of making free money is gone. You must work to earn a living. The era of dishing out handouts, people who hang around ministries to be handed over, contracts. I go do this, you go and sell. The era is gone. You must work to earn your money. You must earn your income. Those that say Nigeria is too hard now, check what do they do for a living. What do they do for a living? Yes, things are hard. All of us are feeling the pain. But is it gradually coming down? Yes. Is it easy enough? Yes.
Well, Chief, when you say things are easy enough, a lot of Nigerians again will say that it's due to the fact that the borders have been open, and as such, things are allowed to flow into the country. So Nigeria has returned back to become a dependent economy rather than becoming a productive economy. But that's on one hand. And looking at the various sectors across board, looking at the various ministries, agencies, and parastatals, you've said there is no duplication of functions. But then, we've not seen the president lead by example in also trying to mitigate the hardship by also cutting his salary by 2 or by 3 in order for Nigerians to also know that the president also is also feeling the brunt of the hardship.
Thank you.
Is this too much of a sacrifice to ask from the president?
Thank you very much. What was the salary, the minimum wage before the president came on board?
Well,
what was the minimum wage?
Well, the minimum wage, a lot of people have argued against, is not up to a leading wage. Well, Chief Chibuna, you agree with me that the minimum wage is not a leading wage
I want to tell you.
The cost of rent in Nigeria right now is alarming.
Godwin.
Yes.
Listen to me. When I was growing up, I think that was 1977, my father bought a Yamaha motorcycle. He bought it at 70 naira. 70 naira. 1977. By 1984, he bought ladies' machine, 400 naira. 70 naira, 1977, 1984, 400 naira. What am I trying to explain to you? And the cost, how much is the machine sold today in the market? There is nowhere in the world that cost of living is static. Cost of living will continue to increase so long as the human society continues to develop and grow. What it requires is for humans to, become productive, to earn a good living. What was the minimum wage before Mr. President came on board? 30,000. He increased it to 70,000. Some states are paying 85,000. They want Mr. President to cut his own salary to please you. What for? Will you do that?
So it's not.
He has made sacrifice. Excuse me.
Is that too much for Nigerians to ask?
Excuse me. He made provision for wage awards to civil servants and public servants.
What you're saying, the wage awards you're mentioning, and last week we saw the protests that happened in Abuja over wage awards.
So let me tell you something.
Oh, please go ahead.
Human wants are insatiable, and the Nigeria we live in, I and you, our people are very exploitative.
But so, Chief,
excuse me.
Yeah, please.
We are very exploitative. I am a grassroots person. I feel the pain of those at the grassroots. I know what happens because I interact with the public day in, day out. Even to my constituency, I know what is happening. Our people are very exploitative. Everybody wants something to be 100% good overnight. What have you contributed to make those things good?
So, Chief, would it be too much of a demand to ask
it is too much of a demand
to salary to feel,
there is no need.
To feel the brunt of Nigeria?
There is no need
to
for
feel
that.
The hardship.
Salary.
You've said that. You said if Nigerians are complaining that they are lazy or they don't want to work. But then, is it too much to ask for the president to cut down his salary?
I gave you instance that all over the world, cost of living.
Can't the president
to answer?
Please go ahead.
all over the world, cost of living continues to increase. Even if you go to US today, go to UK today, the cost of living has skyrocketed. People are complaining. And other parts of Europe and developed economies, did their president call their salaries? Did they call their salaries? How much of impact will the salary of the president make? Excuse me. How much of impact will the salary of the president make? How much does the president earn in Nigeria? About 2 million naira a month.
So if the president cuts his salary, and the entire cabinet cuts their salary, and we metamorphose into the National Assembly, and we cut the salary of National Assembly members.
Responsibilities that they
cut the salaries of the National Assembly members.
Can I come in?
Please go in.
Do you know the responsibilities that they carry? A member, it's National Assembly members, they represent constituencies, they carry the burden of their constituents. All the palliative programs you see and the empowerment programs you see them, provide for their constituents. Where does the money come from?
Constituency allowance.
Constituency allowance. Constituency allowance, if you put it in the market, will you get all those things you see? Their own funds are deployed to make those things available.
Well, a lot of Nigerians will not agree with you.
No. That is, I am telling you because I know. A lot of Nigerians, few Nigerians, not a lot of Nigerians, because they are being fed with propaganda that are very fallacious. Their own funds, individual funds, are put into making those things available. How much of a constituency allowance that are given to them? That you see somebody buy how many fleet of vehicles, motorcycles, and this and that and that. Go to the market and price those things and know how much they cost. Where did they get those money? How much is their constituency allowance to provide those things? Their individual funds are plowed, invested in those things for the betterment of their constituents. Is cutting their salary what to make Nigeria, 100%, 101% okay for everybody? No is the answer. The thing is, let everybody become productive. Get engaged in something meaningful. Stop waiting for handouts. Stop waiting for money to be dashed to you. Be, a creator of labor. Don't wait to be employed. That's why if you watch today in our educational system, vocations have been introduced as courses. Not just you go to school, you come out to be waiting for white-collar jobs. You learn vocations where you yourself will begin to create jobs, employ people.
Well, interesting time to talk about cost. Speaking of cost, well, the All Progressive Congress just released its own costing. Of course, I can see you're smiling, and of course, it has to do with costing also. But then, looking at the economy realities, one would have expected your party to also cut down the cost of various forms like that we are seeing right now. What's your general take on the slashing of those prices?
In the wisdom of my party, weighing all the variables, they came up with those costs, and we are not complaining. Are you a member of my party?
Well, your party. Me. I'm not a card carrying member of any political party. Let's set the record straight. Chief, I'm not a card carrying member of any political party.
Are you a member of my?
I'm not a card carrying member of any political party. I'm a journalist.
Thank you. Let me talk again.
All right.
The aspirants to those positions, did they complain about the cost?
Well, they have. Let me borrow from your words. They also have responsibilities to take care of.
Did they complain about the cost?
Looking at the cost, one would have expected that with the economic reality, the All Progressive Congress would have been able to slash down the cost.
The economic reality brought about
and set a pace that sales of forms going forward for chairmen will go as low as 20,000 naira to make the competition to be favorable and make it more attractive.
Now let me tell you something.
Please go ahead.
In partisan politics, generally played, you don't give positions to those that do not have a means of livelihood that will depend on that position. They will not provide services. So those costs are put there for people who are serious, who have the financial muscle. For you to have such financial muscle, you must be gainfully employed. You must have something you are doing. You will not be dependent on whatever comes from that office, because you have a second address. That is the tragedy of what we are seeing today. Some people in politics do not have second addresses. They don't have things they are doing. They only depend on what comes to that office.
Career politicians.
I would not say career politicians. And that has been the problem we are facing. But then you have something meaningful you are doing. You have a business or job you are doing, something you are doing that gives you money. You will not be dependent on what comes from that office. You will not commercialize that office. To come commercialization of that office you are trying to come into. That is why those costs are put in. Besides, the party has, a lot of programs to carry out, a lot of projects to execute. Where will the money come from? If not from the sale of forms like this and other
So
sources.
is the party not setting a wrong precedent for other political parties to even emulate
from
looking at what has played out right now? APC is a ruling party.
Let me
and
say,
the cost right now is very, very alarming. Isn't this setting a wrong narrative out there and posing the wrong direction for other political parties to emulate?
Absolutely no, because even from this Fourth Republic, I don't want to go to the Third Republic. Even at the Third Republic, every aspirant to a political position pays an amount for your nomination forms and expression of interest forms.
And subsidy was not removed then?
Excuse me.
All right, please.
You pay a certain amount. It has been there. Remember, the human society is dynamic. It's not static. Whether some subsidy was removed that time, it was not removed that time, we have grown to the time that subsidy has been removed because it should be removed and must be removed, so that we will have a new lease of life and live the real life as Nigerians instead of spoon-fed life, feeding bottle life. No. So from the Fourth Republic now, every aspirant, it has been like that from the Second Republic, Third Republic, Fourth Republic, every political party has a certain amount that its aspirants pay for nomination forms and expression of interest forms. It did not start with APC, and it will not stop with APC. And a party decides what they feel is good for them. Remember, we are the ruling party, and we are the largest political party in Africa. So you will not expect us to do something with a party that does not have a membership that equals what we have in a ward. We do. No. We have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of projects, a lot of programs. It costs money to do those things.
So doesn't this say at this point that the All Progressive Congress is even tilting the party along elite group?
No, it is not elitist. It is to see those that are serious.
The average person that picks. Right now, your registration, I understand the registration is going on. It's not a free advert, by the way. I have to send invoice to the So, looking at all of that, the registration, a lot of persons, young people that have aspirations to even lead the country, but they don't have these resources, but they have good intentions. Is this a way to deprive them from even occupying certain position?
No.
Is the APC moving the party towards the ground of oligarchy or elitism? No.
I said before that because some people have seen politics, partisan politics, as a means, to getting wealth. So they decide to come in there anyhow, acquire political power and commercialize their positions. To curb that, measures like this, to see those that are serious.
So if I have money, I'm serious with wrong intentions.
No.
You give me the form.
No. How do I know that you have wrong intentions? Then how do I know that you have good intentions?
But the people in the locals. How do you identify the words?
Excuse me.
The words, the branch, and the caucus should be able to understand.
How do you identify?
All of these, are we not setting an elitist system?
No, I said, how do you identify one that has wrong and good intentions? How do you identify them? At the local and at the ward level, at the local government level, as you said. Now, if you do not have these funds to run for position, and your people feel you are qualified and you have something to offer, they contribute money for you. We have seen people contribute money for aspirants to buy forms. You have seen it because they believe in you. They believe in what you can do. They believe you have good intentions. So if the person do not have the funds, and he has good intentions, and his people believe that he has good intentions for them, and he can represent them effectively, they can contribute money for the person. It did not start today. It has been part and parcel of our political development.
Interesting time to talk about all of this issue. But then again, let's even look at Nigeria in general and try to even look at the slogan, unity in diversity. Again, to a very large extent, Nigerians seem very particular when it has to do with, especially the young persons. Unity in diversity tends to be a phrase that is being understood outside the shores of Nigeria as against internal mechanisms being put in place in the country. I will explain, Chief. Because when you travel outside the country and you shout, you tell anybody I'm in Nigeria, it said, this is my brother. But in here, the division, the cracks have become very wide and broadened. Now, this is so sad. Again, we have this issue around a Japa syndrome, which is bedeviling the Nigerian youth. Now, let's take these two together. First, are the politicians deliberately creating a crack for Nigerians not to be united in order to benefit themselves, because this has been the narrative by a lot of Nigerians, because politicians marry from across board, but then within the non-political class, they tend to be afraid of even getting married to people from the other side of the divide. That's on one hand. Again, on the other hand, is this a deliberate move to create some form of crack in the economy so that a lot of Nigerians can even jackpot? And right now, we understand that the cost of traveling has gone up, so that a lot of Nigerians cannot even travel. Now, a lot of youth will say this is not fair on the part of government. Let me get you quickly react to some of this narrative by Nigerian young persons.
The issue of ethnicity and religion, that's tribalism or ethno-religious cleavages in Nigeria, did not start today. And some selfish politicians who have lost out of power equation are amplifying it the more. But when they were in power, they did not talk about it. Immediately they are out of power, you see them, and the government is not favoring them. They are no longer controlling the levels of governance and power. They resort to ethnicity and religion. They are the ones causing problem and divisions for us. I pray we will, grow beyond ethnicity, geopolitical cleavages or ethno-religious cleavages, and develop as one nation, Nigeria, because we are better off together. Look at what happened in Rwanda some years ago. The fratricida war they fought in Rwanda was caused by ethnicity and religion. After that war, that is why the Rwandans are very much in love with President Paul Kagame. He came and abrogated everything ethnicity. If you are filling a form, you will not see ethnicity. All you see nationality. Rwanda, I'm a Rwandan, that's all. Everybody now is a Rwandan. No more Hutu, no more Tutsi and the other tribe. I believe Nigeria will grow to that level as we are developing, where ethnicity and religion will no longer play a role in our body politic and in determining our election and electoral processes. Even in employment, like we hear about quota system and things like that, it's ethnicity that gave birth to this quota system. But when we are to leave ethnicity and religion, I do not think there will be any need for quota system. America is a nation of about 50 or 52, states. Some of the states are so big. From New York to California is 6 hours by air, and still in America. And all of them are living together. And one thing you should know, that all these states did not come together at the same time to form the United States of America. They came and it started with 4 states. Others began to join, like that, till they got to where they are. And you don't see, ethnicity playing, a role in the American body politic. All of them are working together to make America great. Their diversity is their strength. I am looking forward to a time that our diversity will be our strength. Because God did not make a mistake in creating Nigeria, bringing all of us together. I keep telling people that God created Nigeria with what we call contingency margin. He provided this tribe, this region, to supply the deficiency of the other, so that all of us will now, operate at our, optimum for the betterment of Nigeria. But today, some selfish politicians are capitalizing on it to divide us the more. I am looking forward to that time that we will outlive this. Thank you.
Now, speaking of national progress, of course, you've said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing magnificently well. But if you are opportune to advise the president right now, what advice would you be giving to the president, and which 3 urgent actions will you prioritize? Will you want the president to prioritize right now?
My advice to Mr. President is not what I will say on air.
Let's get you.
No,
that's why we have you on air. That's why we're putting you on the spot.
I cannot say it on air.
Let's get you talk to us.
No, there is channel of communication.
Chibuna, there is a channel of communication, but then Nigerians want to understand if there are urgent priorities,
there are things
you want the president to
there are things.
You've said that everything the president is doing right now is in tandem with the renewed hope agenda.
Yes.
But then, if you are to advise the president on 3 urgent action, what will you prioritize to stabilize?
Let him continue on the trajectory he is following,
which is 3
in all the sectors.
3.
In all the sectors.
No. Give us 3.
In all the sectors.
No, Chichibuna, that's what you're telling you. Give us three sectors you feel you should prioritize.
Let him continue on security.
1.
Infrastructure.
2.
And then general social safety net. And
that's still on security.
Social safety net. Social interventions.
Is becoming a politician even here in the studio. But then, Chibuna, before I let you go, are you optimistic or pessimistic about the future of Nigeria, and what do you see about the future of Nigeria?
I see greatness. I see a very strong Nigeria. I see a developed Nigeria. I am very, very fanatical about Nigerian progress, and I believe in the Nigerian project. I see the future for Nigeria is very bright. Let all of us put our hands together to make Nigeria that country we want it to become.
Well, interesting, Chibuna. I know my producer already signaled that it's time for us to go, but there are whispers. Even I said I'll bring that to your attention. That come 2027, we'll be seeing Chief Chibuna on the ballot. How correct is this?
No comment for now.
But you have to give us comment. This
no comment. 2027 is still. 2027 is still. No.
We on Korero we dream ahead.
2027 is still.
On Korero, give us the breaking news. There are whispers. So should we affirm the whispers?
For now,
should we affirm the whispers?
Excuse me.
Yes.
For now, I am concentrating in helping Mr. President, disseminate the good news of the good jobs he's doing for Nigeria, defend his policies and programs, speak to Nigerians to support Mr. President in the way they can to ensure that he delivers on his mandate for the betterment of Nigeria. That is my preoccupation for now.
Well, I believe the viewer at home understands what that means. Supporting the president might also mean that we see you on the ballot, invariably.
I don't need to be on the ballot. I don't necessarily need to be on the ballot.
We'll take that as a yes.
Excuse me. No. I don't necessarily need to be on the ballot.
But then it's fair to see you on the ballot. There's no crime in being on the ballot. I told you my job is I'm a journalist, so I'm not going to be on the ballot. But you supporting the president, we can't tell tomorrow if you're going to be on the ballot.
Well, I can't tell tomorrow. I don't know tomorrow.
But we know the answer already. So let's just.
I don't know tomorrow.
Let's leave the whispers to be.
We are still living today. I don't know tomorrow.
Chief Chibuna is on this spot. I want to say thank you so much for finding out time.
Thank you very much.
You're on Korero. Now, it has been an interesting time talking to you about accountability, the cost, and also the national progress, the state of the nation in general. And thank you for helping us put these issues in perspective. We really appreciate you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Well, viewers, this is how far we can go tonight on Korero. Do not forget that you can join the conversation on our various social media handle currently showing on your screen. And you can also download the Rapid TV app from your Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. My name is Godwin Sunday. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Do enjoy the rest of your night rest. Bye for now.
My name is Akio Sakido.
Hey guys, this is Anto Lecky.
My name is Theo Bliss.
My name is Akava. I go by the name Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV. And I love Rapid TV.
Shout out Rapid TV. Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV.
This is Rapid TV.
Rapid
TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it down.